Are we entering a new era in New England? And can Aaron Glenn help the Jets save them from themselves? All that coming up more here on the AFC East preview on the Gridiron. Welcome back to another episode of the Gridiron brought to you by House Call Sports. I'm Justin, and we got a new co-host in the building today. Tev is in the building, and we got Kyle playing hand to God once again, producing the show from the back end. And today we are going over the AFC East. Probably, in my opinion, the second worst division in the NFL going into this season, and you will find out exactly why. So, we are going into in-depth on the free agency, the draft picks, all of that good stuff. But first, a word from our great sponsors over at Vivid Seats. Vivid Seats is your number one platform for getting tickets for any and all sporting events here. You can tell I don't have my script today, but they got everything. We got the NFL around the corner. Baseball is in full swing. SummerSlam is around the corner. If you like WWE, they are the number one ticket platform right now. So do us a favor, go down in the description, click on the link, go get your tickets, and go sit vividly. We are ready for this. Tev, how you doing today? Welcome to your first show here at the Gridiron.
Thank you, man. Great to have me. Great to have me here with you guys, man. Kyle did a great job introducing me to this team, and I can't wait to be a part of it, man.
Well, we're glad to have you here, and I'm so sorry that we have to have you here for probably the worst division.
It's all right, man. It's football. I love this. I can smell it in there. It's football season, man. I can smell it.
Yep. Training camp is right around the corner. Preseason will be here before you know it. Next thing you know, you and I will probably be battling over which one of our teams is on paper going to be good. But it's not about the NFC East. We're talking about the AFC East. So let's kick it out with the last place team of the league, and that was the New England Patriots, who, in my opinion, probably has the brightest future out of all four teams.
I agree.
They got their franchise quarterback in Drake May. You got a brand new head coach, a whole new regime for that matter, and you got a lot of money to spend last year. Like, just take a look at it. After free agency, after the draft, this team still has $60 million left to blow. And the additions, well, looking at the additions, it's mostly like your low-end starters and maybe some role players in here. You got Robert Spillane, who came over from the Las Vegas Raiders. You got Harold Landry, who came over from the Titans. I didn't even know Landry was still playing at this point. It's just been that long. Morgan Moses comes from the Jets. Matt Collins comes from the Buffalo Bills. Carlton Davis is probably the one that shocked me the most that they got from Detroit. But what did you make from this whole free agency for the Patriots? Speaking of Patriots, hold up. First of all, damn, the beer game kicking big time. Rob is in the building. Rob, can you talk okay?
What's good?
Long
You're
time
talking about my team. It's like you click your heels together 3 times and you summon me.
Yo, for real. We didn't even get past the first part and then Rob's here.
Yeah, well, settings were kind of messing with this computer. Hasn't been turned on in 3 years. All right, ready?
Yep, we ready. But you know what, Tim? I'm so sorry. We gotta turn it over to the Patriots fan himself, to our founder, Rob.
Yeah, Rob, he's a Patriots man.
We're going over the free agency additions. Spillane, Landry, Morgan Moses, Matt Collins. You know this better than the two of us over here. What did you make of your team's free agency?
So they obviously spent record-breaking amount of money. They spent the $128 million, I believe, or $122 million, somewhere in between there, more money than any other team in free agency. And what I make of it is this. It's a lot of sneaky, underrated moves that a lot of teams weren't really making. Robert Spillane was the 8th best, according to PFF, against the run. He had 40 more tackles than the next closest person on the Raiders last year. So he's going to be the guy that is the anchor for the defense. Then you go look at Gonzo. Now you got someone opposite of him in Carlton Davis, and now you have 2 lockdown corners. Carlton Davis has always been trying to lock down the one. Now just imagine what he's going to do when he has to verse a secondary option. That's a scary unit right there. And then you go look at the interior of the defensive line. Christian Barmore The reason why I bring up Christian Barmore, he wasn't signed. He's already obviously on the roster, but he had blood clots last year. And this is a guy that everybody forgot about because he was a top defensive tackle in the league. And the reason why I bring him up is because the guy that's going to be with him pushing that pocket in Milton Williams. Milton Williams is one of the best interior pass rushers in the NFL at defensive tackle. Like, he was obviously had Jalen Carter opposite of him, but Christian Barmore is no slouch. And then you go and look at the opposite of those two guys and Harold Landry. Harold Landry had 8-9 sacks last year. He can get after the quarterback. And with that being all those things, a culmination of that, you go shift to the other side of the line and Keon White, dude's not going to demand a double team anymore because you have to account for all those other secondary options. And I'm only talking the defensive side of the ball. I think Stephon Diggs, people need to wake up. People want to quantify what you allocate to be a wide receiver one. Okay, what's a wide receiver one? Some guy that is consistent, right? Some guy that's top echelon, right? Well, tell me one wide receiver who has got 6 1,000-yard seasons in a row. If not for last year, Stephon Diggs was on pace for 7 1,000-yard seasons in a row. Has DK Metcalf done that? No.
Nope.
Jamar Chase, obviously, he still hasn't played that many years in the NFL. Look, Stephon Diggs is a one. Is he like one of the top ones? No, he's probably around the 20, 25 range, but he's going to be someone that Drake May is going to be able to rely on. And then you go and look at Matt Collins. Look, the guy's 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". He's going to be a big body red zone guy. And you pair him that with Hunter Henry and Austin Hooper, it's just going to be, look, there's a lot of moving pieces, but I am ecstatic about what the transition's going for.
So I'm pretty sure Matt Collins is 6'4" with the cleats on, 6'3" without, since he likes to walk everywhere barefooted. And you don't got to tell me about Milton Williams. Unfortunately, I had to see him twice last year, once in person. And yeah, let's just say he may be questioning the entire interior of my Giants offensive line. Tev, you want to throw in your 2 cents in this free agency?
Like I said, I think the Patriots, they won the offseason. They won the offseason and the draft. My thing is, for this team to be successful this season, they have to run the ball and get the pressure off Drake May. We talked about this earlier, Justin. Stephon Diggs, he won't get targets he usually gets. Like he got in Houston, got in Buffalo, got in Minnesota. Those targets won't be there because he's not a Josh Allen. So he can't sling the ball like he can. But I think knowing Mike Vrabel, his history of being in Tennessee, run the ball, throw when it's time to throw. You've seen it when he do with Derrick Henry and A.J. Brown. Derrick Henry and D-Hop. The targets wasn't there. They both left. I give Diggs two years maybe, and he's out of New England. We don't know when he's going to throw a tantrum tantrum about not getting the ball, but it's going to come. I think it's going to come.
Week 4.
To be fair, though, Ryan Tannehill is not Drake May. So
yeah, you're right.
Never had the quarterback to the caliber of a Drake May that if you look at the metrics, the only quarterback in the whole NFL, and that's including Lamar Jackson, that had a better rush per carry than Drake May was Jaden Daniels. So you're going to have to – yes, I do agree with you. I do think that Stephon Diggs' targets are going to be lower, but I think the culmination of all the other pieces and the fact that now, like, he's going – I'm not saying that this offensive line is going to be, like, top of the line, but he was doing that last year with the worst offensive line in football.
Most definitely.
So he's going to be able to spread it out around, and I think Stephon Diggs is still going to get 1,000 yards. It's just whether or not – look, I don't care what you do as far as the under – you know how they say the Combine's the underwear Olympics?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm seeing a lot of him running and doing these videos with no pads on. He's not getting hit. So everything just remains to be seen.
Yeah, I think offensively too, the offense line is going to be great because they're going to run so much. They're not going to have him drop back and hold for 5-6 seconds for Drake May to throw the ball. So that's going to take the pressure off of him too. As long as they can run the ball and fill the box, bare front, fill the box, make teams stop the run, then you have Diggs going one-on-one with somebody. You know how that goes. Yeah.
And y'all know how to make that better? When you have a stud left tackle and a hell of a running back that you pick up in the draft.
Yeah.
So we got to talk about this New England Patriots draft, because I think, Rob, and you know this better than I do, I think they played their hands pretty damn well.
They had the best offseason out of everybody.
Most definitely.
I don't even think it's relatively close, and that's not coming from, I'll tell it how it is. If they were shit, I would tell you that shit.
Yeah, you would definitely tell, but you'll also be the first person to say, where's the wall, when they do something really great. I will never, ever let you live that down. But we got to talk about this. Will Campbell, there's been a lot of speculation on whether he deserved to be drafted as high as he is because of the arm size, the length, but he has the production playing in the SEC. And when he got on the mic for that first time, and he said he will die to protect his quarterback, that's somebody that you really want in the trenches. But I'm more excited with your second round pick, Travion Henderson out of Ohio State. We talked about it just now. If you can run the ball and you can make them defend the run, that's going to give your passing game a lot better of a chance. And he is a stud of a running back coming out of Ohio State.
Him block? Have you seen that? Not only he's just
I've seen the clips
every time he touches football. I saw literal clips where this guy was decleating people. So and then you go along with his home run speed, like it's like he's a match. He's probably one of the best value picks. I think, yes, you can make a case. Who the hell was the running back in the first round that everybody was? Ashton Genty. Mm-hmm. Like Ashton Genty's very good, but they were just like that's all their offense was. So me personally, he can maybe Omari and Hampton. Between those threes, you probably can interchange any one of those three as the best running back in the draft.
So have you got anything to weigh in on this?
I'm a big fan of Travion Henderson. Reason why I say that, because 2 years ago I was at the Cotton Bowl when Ohio State played Missouri, I believe it was 2 years ago maybe, and Harrison Jr. was not playing. The quarterback sat out. So it was like a bunch of third string guys playing because it wasn't a playoffs. It was just a bowl game, and the guy actually suited up and played his ass off, like it was a playoff game. And so you can tell he loves football. And when I see what he did this year, sharing reps with Junkins, it's like, yeah. And also another thing too. Speaking of Will Campbell, the arm size that should not matter. Once that guy put them palms on you, hey, he does work. You see that LSU? He played in the toughest conference, man.
My only concern though is that when you look at the metrics with his arm and everything as far as arm goes, his shoulder length. His just the whole culmination, everything, his wingspan, it's not that like we can he be good? Yes, he could be good. Can he be great? That's still up for debate, because literally when you look at all the metrics, it's unprecedented. So I don't know if he'll be an all-pro, but one thing it is I think he's going to work at his craft. And if at worst you get an all-pro left guard.
Yeah. But what about, let's say the left guard doesn't work out because arm length. Could you move him to the center's position?
I think he's a little too big to be a center.
Brother, with his mentality, though, David Andrews wasn't a big dude.
Yeah, he wasn't.
So I think he can do whatever. I think left tackle is real. I'm speculating, but like you said, I think he could play just about anywhere on the line, except for the tackle positions. I'm still like, that's where I'm not being biased. Like, I don't know.
No, I agree because I've seen Lane Johnson up close in person training. I've seen him, and that's a 6'6" guy with a wingspan, arms long, like damn near touching his knees. So, I see where you're coming from there. I see where you're coming from.
Here's my take on it, and I get the arm length, especially when you're going after like speed rushers that could get around you really quickly, but he is fluid that he could get to his spot. And all you need is for him to put hands on you one time, but it can go either way. At the very least, you do have an all-pro guard, but even if he's not an all-pro at tackle, even if he's just a pro bowler, like occasionally, that's somebody that could be in your line for the next decade. And that just sets a foundation for the Patriots for the future.
And especially when you have Doug Marrone, who's been on the offensive line around the game for like 20 plus years, He's going to be, and just the track record as an offensive line coach, it speaks for itself. So, and just with his mentality alone, I think the kid's going to be fine.
All right. So, any last minute words on the Patriots from either one of y'all before we go? Rob?
No, you'll have me on a freaking tangent.
I know.
I do love New England's 5th round pick, Braden Swinton. I seen him play. Nice special.
Top 100 picked in the 5th round.
Dang, top 100 pick at 146.
Yep.
That's called value.
It's because he does get into it with coaches.
Yep.
But but Mike Vrabel's the coach, and he's a player's coach, so I think that's just going to work seamlessly.
What did I say, Justin? Mike Vrabel, Aaron Glenn, Dave Campbell.
Oh no, the Jets are going to fail. The Jets are going to fail. That just never works. The Jets are going to jet.
Wait, we're literally about to go to them next.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Let's
March in the dumpster fire. March in the dumpster fire. You have Justin Fields.
All right. Let's take this over to Florham Park, New Jersey, real quick. And we got to talk about these New York Jets. The team that before we recorded, back when we had the actual Kyle, not the hand of God Kyle, we were talking about that this is the team that always seems to be decent on paper.
Yep.
But very much fails out. It's kind of like an actual jet crash landing every time. So they finally decided to clean house. They picked up Aaron Glenn, who was the defensive coordinator in Detroit, hoping that could light some kind of spark in this team. They got Justin Fields to be their quarterback. They pretty much said, hey, we're going to throw sugar honey iced tea at the wall and see what sticks. So I'm just going to toss it to y'all because my simple input is that this is one of the two teams that actually got worse this season, in my opinion. But I'm going to leave it up to y'all. First, we're going to talk about the free agency, losses, trades, all of that, guys. I'll hand the floor over to Ted first.
They're so terrible, man. I'm looking at the losses they lost. The Devontae Adams, the DJ Reed, the Tyron Smith, but he's old, but still. And then my childhood friend, who's a New England Patriots at first, Jalen Mills. I grew up with him. We played Little League together. Still my friend to this day. They lost a great. He's still with the Jets. Is he? He's still with the Jets, huh?
Who?
Jalen Mills.
Hold.
Because that's my check. He told me I seen him up here down. I think he's still with the Jets.
No safety, Tigers. Yeah, he's still with the Jets.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Hand to God, we about to fact check you. He's still with the Jets.
Yeah. So, Hassan Reddick, he let him go to Tampa. You lost some good pieces. The draft, only draft pick I liked that you got was Mason Taylor, Jason Taylor's son, and great tight end at LSU.
That kid's going to be a stud. The unfortunate part is he's got Justin Fields as his quarterback.
There you go. And Justin Fields' target is going to be just
let's not pretend
Garrett.
like Justin Fields didn't have George Pickens. What are we doing here? And you had Mike Tomlin as your head coach. Since when? So you're telling me the model of consistency in Mike Tomlin is going to – so Aaron Glenn is going to do a better job with Justin Fields than literally the guy that can get to the playoffs or at least have above 500 record in Mike Tomlin. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
I don't see how that happened.
It's going to be a crash and burn.
Yeah. I'm telling you this as a Giants fan. All it's going to take is one bad run for Justin Fields on that MetLife turf, and it's all over.
House of Horrors, we talk about this every year, Justin, that is literally called the House of Horrors. It claims the most Achilles and ACLs in the whole entire NFL by a wide margin.
Yep. And you just got a running quarterback to do it. It took the Achilles of Aaron Rodgers in 2 plays 2 years ago. And you don't think it's going to take it from a running quarterback?
And I don't know how long he's going to last, man. And man, he's just like, I'm looking at this roster and these 8 free agents they got, these trades. It doesn't look good on paper like it used to look. It doesn't look good at all. This shit's bad.
Let me see this depth chart right quick, because The way that this offseason, our offseason cheat
I'm
sheet
looking for a
looks.
trash can online to show you the depth chart.
The
At the end of the day, look, it all begins and starts at the quarterback and the head coaching position.
Yes,
You've got a big question mark in Aaron Glenn as the first-time head coach, and Justin Fields has done jack shit since being in the league. I understand the Bears situation, but then he went to the damn Steelers, and him and Russell Wilson playing musical chairs at quarterback. So as far as I'm concerned, what kind of league are we in, Justin Fields? I mean, Justin. Oh, Justin Fields. Like, I wish you had his money, right?
But yeah, I wish I had his money.
What kind of league are we in? What have you done for me lately? And as of now, you have done
nothing.
Zilch, nada. You are lumped into that 2021 draft class with Trevor Lawrence, Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Zach Wilson. Nada.
Yeah, I don't. But my biggest thing is, what's Justin Fields' identity as a quarterback? What's the identity with this team? We don't know nothing about this team. And with Aaron Glenn, you have a quarterback who runs a lot, but in Pittsburgh he ran, he threw, and then in Chicago they had fucking quarterback draws and quarterback counters every fucking week. So if you have a quarterback that has a Mason Taylor and a Justin Garrett, how do they get the targets? How?
Honestly, this team has no identity. The identity is simply going to be defense, and that's it.
That's it. No identity. No identity at all.
That's
all. That new OC that they got. He was with the Detroit Lions, Tanner Enstrom.
Yep.
That's another thing, though. Like he's never been an offensive coordinator. He was what? I'm looking it up right now. He was with he was, I guess, a subordinate to Ben Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell was he?
I'm just going to tell you this. The thing I keep saying about the thing I keep saying about the NFL is that defensive head coaches rarely make a positive difference on a team.
Offensive assistant. Okay.
Yeah.
So we got a lot of what ifs as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
And even though you brought him up from Detroit, he's not a Jared Goff.
Like they're finishing last in the division. I hope you know that. And Miami's not any better. So like I know we're gonna get into them, but like the Jets, like they're gonna be competing for fourth place. It's gonna be either one of the two teams that you're gonna list.
I 100% say that the Jets are gonna be probably the worst team.
They'll be competing for the number 1 overall pick. Mark it down now.
Oh,
I promise.
If I was Arch Manning, I consider staying in Texas for another year if that happened.
Why would you want to go there? It's like
I mean, it's also crazy. Like I'm looking at their draft class, and compared to the Patriots that had like 12 picks, like this feels rather small. Like Armand Membu is probably the headline name who they drafted 7th overall. That they have playing offensive tackle, probably on the opposite side of Olu.
He's a stud, Membu.
Yes, he is a stud. But the thing is, this team needs so much, and they have so little picks. Like, this is one of those teams that is really going to be in a full rebuild.
I say bottom 3 of the draft next year, Rob. I'm going to go with Jets, Dolphins, and Saints. Top 3 picks next year.
Who had 5 picks? Gee, and you know Arian Smith, the guy that got in the 4th round, he is literally known for dropping everything. He's fast as hell and drops everything.
It's okay.
Literally everything.
It's okay. We won't know that he's not dropping anything because Justin Fields doesn't have the accuracy to get close.
But I will say, Thomas, that kid is a freaking Mason. Not Thomas. Mason Taylor is a beast.
Stud. He's a stud.
The kid of
Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor. And his aunt is Joy Taylor on Fox Sports. Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, I think that kid's gonna be special. Yeah, even after the pick, they said he could have been a 1st round tight end, and he's that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, he's a New York Jet.
I hate it for him.
And unfortunately for him, it ain't going nowhere there. look, we skipped this over with the Patriots, but the answer was definitely a yes of whether or not the Patriots improved over this offseason.
They did.
I think it's also obvious the answer that we're going to give to this one. But guys, did the Jets improve this offseason? Y'all already heard my answer.
No. Because you got look, Aaron Rodgers is he's washed, but Justin Fields is not better than Aaron Rodgers even at this point of his career. And you lost Devontae Adams. How do you that's not trending up. They're going to be terrible.
And now I'm going to throw in a second question to that. How many games is it going to take before Tyrod Taylor takes over as a starter?
4.
I'm going to go to the bye. I think week 12, the bye.
You are very generous.
Yeah.
You got some faith in Justin Fields.
Yeah, I'm going to say the bye because I don't think Aaron Glenn's going to fold him like that. I think he'll give him to the bye week, and then that bye week, he's going to install the bye week, going to that next week, week 13, he's going to, that's 2 weeks for Tyrod Taylor to do the playbook, what he wants for Tyrod Taylor.
I'm gonna split the difference. I'm gonna say week 4, week 12. I'm gonna say week 8. Honestly, it's gonna be Justin Fields is gonna get himself hurt because he's gonna get like a tweaked ankle or something with this MetLife turf. Tyrod Taylor is gonna come out. He's gonna do what he always does, gives you 1 or 2 quality starts, and then go back to Justin Fields. He struggles, and then it's gonna make the change permanent. And when it does happen, Rob, now that you're here, I can actually say this. I need you to clip this because that's going to be posted the second this comes, or whomever is editing this.
I will probably be editing again.
So remember this when that actually happens.
Question: do you think New England gets the wild card?
I'm not going to put my bias in there because I think there's just too much what ifs with them as well. I don't think they're getting 4 wins again. I think it's more chance than not they have about 7 to 10 wins because they have the second easiest schedule in the NFL. The second easiest. So do I think they're getting a wild card? It's a lot of factors that go into it. How many teams? Because you got to think the Raiders got better. They got Pete Carroll. So we don't know. A lot of teams are changing. It's not just the Patriots. So for me, I don't know. It's just like, if I had to say it, I'm going to say no for right now because I'm not trying to just be biased.
So we got to think about it. There's 7 playoff spots.
Yeah.
4 of them go to the division winners. We already know that's not.
It's 8 now. It's expanded to 8.
It's 8?
Yeah.
Oh, put me down for the Patriots making it.
That's what I said.
They're going to eke into the wild card if there's 8 teams now.
Yeah, I think that I think they'll get the 8th spot.
Let's think about it. You got the Bills, the Chiefs.
Yep.
The Ravens.
Yep.
AFC South probably
going to be Houston.
Mm-hmm.
You got to put the Steelers in there because they somehow make it to the playoffs.
No, they're not. Look, there's too many egos in that locker room.
You're right, but they're going to make it because their defense. Their defense is going to let them get in. Their defense.
They've had egos.
Patrick, I don't know, man.
But Jalen Ramsey's going back to what he knows best, that safety position now.
They've had so many egos in Pittsburgh, and they still somehow make it work. It's just after they leave Pittsburgh, they completely crash out.
Yeah,
I think year 2 with the Chargers will make it because Jim Harbaugh, wherever he goes, turns to gold.
Yep,
that's 5 right there. Then we look at what. AFC East, outside of the Bills, no. AFC South, outside of Texans, no. AFC North. Honestly, the Bengals are a shit show right now, so no.
They are a shit show.
Yeah,
they've been a shit show for 2 or 3 years now. Defensively.
No, but this year is like record shit show.
And you go look at the Raiders. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think they make it too because their schedule's not hard. And they upgraded a lot of positions. Geno Smith is better than people think he is. So
he's a game. He controls the game. The right way to play. He controls the game.
And he's got Pete Carroll again. So that's 6. It really. I think what's going to determine the last 2 spots is week 1, and that's crazy to say between the Raiders and Patriots.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hand to God, Kyle says Denver's defense will not be touched.
Stop.
Bo Nix, Mr. Checkdown. Like that guy, like, oh God, the way he's hyped up pisses me off. It's like he's not that great. He really isn't. Man's got one of the best offensive lines in football and a crazy defense, Mr. Checkdown.
Speaking of hyped up teams that sadly disappoints everybody, kind of like the city, let's take a trip down to Miami and talk about these Dolphins, the team that honestly in the beginning of the season makes you think they're going to go all the way. And then once the temperature drops below 60 degrees, they completely fall off a cliff. So I will say it, looking at this, the amount of players that they lost, Robert Jones, Jordan Poyer, Javon Holland, thank you very much because he went to my Giants, Emmanuel Ogbah, Calais Campbell, Deshaun Hand, Kendall Fuller, Anthony Walker. They lost a lot.
Jalen Ramsey.
Jalen Ramsey, who got traded.
Yeah.
You know, I don't count it as like a net negative because they also got Minkah Fitzpatrick out of it. So it's like,
no, it's another dumpster fire. You're sugarcoating it. That is literally terrible. Like they went from being maybe a playoff team, by the way, 24 years without a playoff win. That's crazy work. But they're net negative. No, it's like they're praying to Jesus they can win 5 games this year. They have an atrocious offensive line. Their quarterback, we don't know if he can stay healthy. Their wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, wants to race Noah Lyles more than he wants to freaking play football. And he's also 1 week he wants to be traded. Next week he doesn't want to be traded. Mike McDaniels has to be the worst situational head coach in terms of what he has to do in a given moment. What else? Here's another thing. Let's go back to that Jalen Ramsey, Minkah Fitzpatrick trade. An anonymous GM said this. Seems both teams are rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic, which makes sense because it's even worse with the Miami Dolphins because at least with the Steelers, there's talent there. I get they have Tyreek Hill, but he's lost a couple legs and he's not really focused, and there's just too much drama. Was it Raheem Mostert came out and said that we trade away all the Pro Bowl players? If you're a Pro Bowl player with the Dolphins, just expect to be. I'm paraphrasing, obviously. Expect to be traded. It's a shit show. Mike McDaniels will be fired by week 4.
Question, Rob. I asked Justin earlier offline. What week do you think Tua get hurt and the team becomes Zach Wilson or Quinn Ewers' team?
I don't want to wish an injury on someone. I hope if he does get hurt, it's not a concussion.
No, most definitely.
Literally hands the hand to God. I hope that he's a competitor against us, division rival, but
it's always something with Tua. It's knee, it's ankle, it's shoulder, it's something always.
His hip. When coming out of the draft, it was his hip.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. And especially with all these distractions, how is he going to be motivated? Maybe he might and that offensive line it's dog shit. It's bad. He's going to have barely enough time to throw the football. I mean, you really want who's got a worse offensive line than him? The Texans? It's going to be bad, man. Thank God he has a Jalen Waddle. Thank God he has a Tyreek Hill. But like I said, the AFC East, I mean, at least the 2 top teams, I believe, in the Patriots and the Bills are going to beat up on them.
Yeah. Especially when it gets cold.
They literally take their lunch money.
Yeah.
Imagine going against that Patriots front when we go against them.
Yeah.
Who's going to block our defensive line? Because you got to think, you got to throw the football, right?
Mm-hmm.
How are you going to throw the football when Gonzo and Carlton Davis are locking them up? So that gives the guys to get home to the quarterback. He's going to and we already seen what Gonzo's son, Tyreek Hill, has done against Christian Gonzalez, the best cornerback in football, as far as I'm concerned. And people could say whatever they want about Patrick Surtain. Patrick Surtain is not a better man corner than Christian Gonzalez.
I just want to point this out to you. I don't wish an injury on nobody.
No, definitely not. You want him to stay healthy.
Most definitely.
if it's going to be like a tweaked ankle or something because of that offensive line, it's going to be by week 4. Because if you look at their schedule, they play the Colts, which has a young and hungry defensive line. You have New England right after them. You have Buffalo week 3.
Yeah, that's another one.
And then you have the Jets, which as much as we make fun of the Jets, one thing they're going to do is get after the quarterback.
They're really great at defense, and Aaron Glenn is going to scheme some shit up.
By the time you get to week 5 in Carolina, I don't know what
Carolina's no slouch either.
It's just getting worse.
Yeah. They could be 0-5 at that point.
But think about this. Dolphins, week 18 in New England. It's cold as shit at that time, week 18.
Never mind that. Listen, Thursday Night Football, October 30th at Baltimore. Oh, no, wait. It says versus. Okay, they're going to be home. Never mind.
But week 16 is at Baltimore. No, that's I'm sorry. That's New England. I'm sorry. Okay.
Here, hold up. Week 7 at Cleveland. It get cold out there in October.
Yeah. And if I'm Tua, how do I really trust Tyreek Hill when you told me you wanted to be traded last year into the season? You didn't want to be here. So how do I trust you as my receiver?
How are you going to expect anybody on the Dolphins offensive line to block Myles Garrett?
I don't either.
He's going to have like 8 sacks that game.
I don't either.
Wait, and they got Mason Graham.
I'm not sold on him. I'm not sold on him.
Listen,
he's looking better now, but he came into camp throwing his brains up. Like, that man did look out of shape. Now he looks good, but like, let's see when the pads are on.
Yeah,
I'm gonna trust it when the pads are on, especially against Miami. Like that, I'm gonna trust, no doubt about it. I think the best game Miami's gonna have is week 16 versus Cincinnati, and that's because Cincinnati has no defense.
Yeah, they don't.
What's going on over there?
That's a whole situation in of itself. But let me get to these draft picks. Let me see. You got Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. Jonah, and again, I'm not even pronouncing this last name, out of Arizona, the guard.
He's a stud, so they got somebody.
Jordan Phillips out of Maryland. Jason Marshall from Florida. Dante Trader from Maryland. Ollie Gordon from Oklahoma State. Quinn Ewers, who will likely be the starting quarterback by the time this season ends.
I think so.
So, meh. Outside of Jonah, that last name's crazy.
I told you.
He's a stud.
Savania?
The thing is, though, we don't have 4 other Jonahs on the offensive line.
Nope.
Unless you have 4 other Jonahs on the offensive line, he's going to be running for his life.
Yeah. I like the Ollie Gordons. I've seen Ollie Gordon play. I'm a Big 12 guy. I do a lot of Big 12 games here in Texas, in Oklahoma. I like Ollie Gordon as a pickup, but my thing is, once he doesn't get his touches and yards, he pouts, man. He shuts it down.
Fits right in with the Dolphins.
he'll be right there with Tyree going.
Yep.
Here's another question. By what week is Tyreek Hill getting traded?
Oh, wait.
Or him asking for a trade, I feel like.
No, asking for a trade week 2 or 3.
Dance he was doing in the offseason, and then he said, and then he listed his top quarterbacks, and then now he's saying Tua is the best quarterback in football. He is he's a clown.
All right. When he's going to ask to be traded, week 3. When is he actually going to get traded? Wait, when's the trade deadline usually for NFL? It's like the end of November? No. Mid-November?
I think it's mid-November.
Mid-November. Probably right before the bye.
Yeah, but who's trading for him? Because he's not the same player.
Yeah, no one's going to want that headache. Only person that's going to take us is going to be Kansas City for a cheap price.
That's exactly who's going to take him.
That's it.
They're going to be like, come home.
Yeah. I say about week 9.
Like after that Baltimore beatdown that they're going to get?
Yep. After the Baltimore ass kick, and you go to Buffalo again and get your ass kicked, and then you go lose to Washington, and then you get a bye week.
Jesus Christ, that schedule's crazy. Is that all in a row?
Yeah.
Look.
Oh my God.
Wait, Rob. I'm going to give you the schedule. Try to predict what their record's going to be.
Okay, go.
Week 1.
I'll be honest.
Go ahead. Week 1 at Indy. Week 2 versus New England. Week 3 at Buffalo. Week 4 versus the Jets. Week 5 at Carolina. Week 6 versus the Chargers. Week 7 and 8, they're on the road at Cleveland, at Atlanta. Week 9 versus Baltimore. Week 10 versus Buffalo. Week 11 versus the Commanders. That is all before their bye.
The bye, yes.
2 wins.
I gave them Cleveland because of Shedeur Sanders probably being at quarterback, and I gave them, there was a one in the beginning. It was Atlanta, or not Atlanta. It was, who was the other one?
Indy, Atlanta, Chargers.
I'm missing somebody.
Carolina.
The Jets and Cleveland. Keep going.
You want to do the whole thing? All right, hold up. After the bye, versus New Orleans at home, at the Jets, at Pittsburgh, at home versus Cincy and Tampa Bay, and then week 18 they're at New England.
Yeah, I can see 3 or 4 wins. I can see that. I can see that.
I see 2. And that's because I think they're going to trade Tyreek at some point.
They're split with the Jets, and that's their best bet. Like, I think they beat the Jets. I think they beat Cleveland, and then you named the Saints are literally going to be competing for the number 1 overall pick. So that's 3 teams.
I can see the Saints going for Arch Manning. Keeping his hometown.
They're going to send it in because I mean, look, they're like, think about the storyline that will go into that. Arch Manning was
from Louisiana.
Was a Saint. So then Archie would just follow the tradition.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Other way around. Archie was the Saint, then Arch is going to be a Saint.
Mm-hmm.
Am I getting that wrong?
Well, Archie is the one who played for the Saints.
Yeah,
and then there's Arch.
Yeah, that's Papa.
Yeah, you would think it's the other way around, but nah.
All right, you know what I meant by it. All right, let's go.
All right, so now we got to get to the division winners, to probably one of the only 2 teams that is actually going to be competing for this division this year, and that's the Buffalo Bills. The only team that I see on this list that is at a negative cap space right now, at negative $100,700 according to Over the Cap.
That's nothing.
That is insane how you managed to do that. Just about as insane as the idea that they now have Joey Bosa on the team. I know Joey Bosa is injury prone. He's not the person we thought he was going to be when he came out of the draft. But still, him in Buffalo is going to be kind of something to watch.
And they have their number 1 cornerback, Tre'Davious White's back now in Buffalo.
Oh, damn, I'm scared.
This is what, you know what? I'm just going to pass this over to Rob.
What is he going to do while Kyle Williams and on the rest of the AFC East run right by him? He's going to go in. He's going to get him with his walker or something. This is not the same Tre'Davious White where he was defending against Gronk and frustrating Gronk, and Gronk did a pile driver on him. This is not the same. This is not the same Tre'Davious White of then. That was a lockdown corner, probably one of the best cornerbacks in football at this time. This is the old man Tre'Davious White, who is applying for AARP after the season.
Oh wow!
This is not like but. Where were we going? We were talking about their free agency.
We're talking about their offseason free agency pickups, trades, re-signings, all that good stuff.
I was looking up their free agency. I haven't seen it yet.
So I'll give you the rundown. So who they added: Elijah Moore, Josh Palmer, Michael Holt. Again, can't pronounce names. Basically, he's the edge from the Rams. Larry Ogunjobi, Joey Bosa, Tre'Davious White. If this was Madden, it's a good free agency.
I mean, I like Palmer because he's consistent, and I guess you just give him another consistent. But that's just like another wide receiver too. I'm not really enthused about their free agency. I mean, and then you gotta look at like they don't and they have problems with their running back now that wants a new contract. So like. I don't know. It just nothing about it makes me enthusiastic about it.
What about Elijah Moore? I like Elijah Moore as receiver out of Cleveland.
Again, it's just like another wide receiver 3 or 4. It's like you already have that in Keon Coleman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right now, Elijah Moore is slated to be like wide receiver 4 on their depth chart.
And
I
then
mean,
you have
Keon
Dallas,
Coleman
right?
is a wide receiver 4.
I want to see. Keon Coleman came into this training camp jacked.
Yeah.
I don't care. Jack just means he's slower.
I mean, he's going to be slow no matter what, but I'd rather you be slow and body somebody.
Anyways. He's literally a better version of N'Keal Harry. I'm sorry. Like, I don't see the hype behind him.
Also, they just signed Shaq Thompson, but he's on the older side too, though. He's looking on the older side.
I would say Shaq Thompson is old.
Yeah, he's a little old.
And they got Nick Bosa's left leg.
Yeah,
or Joey Bosa's left leg.
Joey Bosa's left leg.
Yeah.
Listen, Joey Bosa is, in my opinion, at this point in his career, like a rotational pass rusher. You don't put him in there to start. You put him there on third down, and that's it.
Didn't they lose Von Miller?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
He's still a free agent.
He wasn't even Von Miller.
Yeah.
He's not going to even be Von Miller. What Von Miller was last year.
Let me see. Who else did they get? We could talk about their losses, but it really ain't much to write home about. Rasul Douglas, who's still unsigned. Mac Hollins, who went to the Patriots. Amari Cooper, who's still unsigned. Sam Martin, the punter, who's in Carolina. Austin Johnson, unsigned. Khair Elam, who's in Dallas. A lot of people left Buffalo and just don't have a job yet. That should tell you something at this point.
As long as you have Josh Allen, you have a chance to win a Super Bowl.
I agree.
Until proven otherwise, it's their division to lose.
Yeah.
Oh, best believe they're winning the division. Or at least making it in the wild card.
Look, I'm going to give it to them just because they've done it. If there's one coach I don't like to bet against too much, if you give him, it's Mike Vrabel. I'm sorry, and I'm not saying that we're gonna beat them. I'm saying that their days are freaking numbered because you go and look at what their own head coach said about Drake May. He's like, I wish he was out of the division, and he did, and we took them both games. I get it. I'm not gonna even count the last game. Let me not do that, but. We were ahead by 14 points with a dog shit roster. We were up by 14, and then we obviously squandered away because the Bills were like, okay, let's put our foot on their neck. But you shouldn't have been there in that point in the first place, especially when you have going against Gerard Mayo, who's terrible head coach, terrible, and just the worst roster you could probably put together. Right now, this year is kind of like telling. This is their window because. I don't think the Jets are going to get better. I don't think but the Patriots, and they have the most cap space in the NFL right now, even after spending all that money, by like $12 or $13 million.
I think if I'm being completely honest, and you know me, I root for Buffalo because I think that's New York's best chance of getting a Super Bowl, and it's actually going to be in New York. My thing is, this is the last year of the window, if you ask me.
Yeah. I think
last year in the window as far as what?
As far as their best chance of getting into a Super Bowl without the division getting competitive.
I don't think the Dolphins or
No. I think the reason they've dominated so much is because really the Dolphins, once you get to the second half of the season, they plummet. So there really hasn't been anybody to challenge them for that division in a couple of years. So with the Patriots on the up and up, this is the last year for Buffalo to actually take the division and then march their way to a Super Bowl. But once they get to a championship or a divisional round and they got to go up against Kansas City, that's when the real challenge happens because they can never beat them.
We know they beat them that last playoff game. That was first down.
Don't get me started on that, please.
Line judge is literally behind him, telling him, "How do you see through him?" And then it's funny how they do now. Now they're having that little thing where they can measure where the football's at. They'll find a way to be like, okay, let's skew this. Let's get these frames right. Okay, it's not a first down. They're bullshit.
Skew it. They just got to recalibrate the thing inside the football.
Just make sure that Patrick Mahomes pays for the tab. Okay.
Yep. I totally agree.
Everybody feels that same way. But I'm going to ask y'all two questions because we didn't even ask it for the Patriots. At least. Actually, yes, we did ask it for the Patriots. One, we didn't go through the draft yet. Sorry, we're going to go through this real quick. The reason I'm hesitant when it comes to the draft is because their first round pick, Maxwell Harrison, has some legal problems, and we don't want to get into that. But if everything is all good, he's on the field, I think they have their cornerback of the future, at least on paper, because they really needed a corner. The rest of the draft feels like it's more depth pieces on that defense, mainly. So, question 1, Buffalo Bills, have they improved as a team?
Yes. Wait, who
they? This to me, they're still here. They're still right there last year.
Do you need the list of who they lost?
Didn't drop. They didn't get high. They didn't drop or get high.
Well, they lost Von Miller, right? And they got Joey Bosa. That's a kind of like a flip flop, I guess. So maybe a little bit of loss there.
Lost Rasul Douglas, got Max Hairston.
Lost Cooper.
Okay. So I think if they got better, it's marginally. Yeah. I think when I look at the draft, I really like the Landon Jackson pick. I think he's going to be a stud. Chase London out of UConn, he can literally play both tackle positions. I like him. My biggest thing is just what happens with the Maxwell Harrison case. Like, what's going to happen with that? That's going to kind of dictate what happens with their season. I'm not saying that like, oh yeah, that's going to be the difference. Yeah, it's going to be a difference maker, because if you don't have your cornerback, I mean, who's going to be really guard? Who the hell do they have at corner right
here?
Now?
I got you right now. I have their list. Right now it's Christian Benford. I'm making sure. Yep. Christian Benford, Maxwell Hairston, and Dorian Williams in the slot. That's their top 3.
They're in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is why I think that it's going to be a little bit more competitive this year. Who's guarding Stephon Diggs of those 3?
And that's why I was going next.
Okay, so here's my thing. One thing you guys didn't mention, Kyle Williams. And you want to know why he's going to be very good? He was the best man beater wide receiver in the whole draft. You play man coverage against him, he's going to burn you. I don't know. And then you got to account for Travion Henderson out of the backfield, and then Hunter Henry's who is the model of consistency. And God forbid, like, Ramondre Stevenson figures it out. I'm not saying he's going to be great, because Mr. Fumbleitis over there. Hold on to a damn football. You should be taking that to the shitter when you go to the bathroom. If they freaking figure that, there's so many games that if it wasn't for Ramondre Stevenson fumbling, if it wasn't for the offensive line being able to block a second, they were in 8 one-score games. The margin of error is at its thinnest this year. I'm not saying the Patriots are winning the division. I'm saying the Bills are going to win the division. But don't sleep on the Patriots.
You might change your mind halfway through the season with that comment about Patriots might win the division. Because I'm looking at the schedule with Buffalo, and I'm looking. They might get a wild card. So I think they can get that 8th spot, that wild card. But if they get in, because I'm thinking of how Mike Vrabel calls defensive plays. It's straight man, and I'm going to blitz you. We're going to, it's man on man.
He's perfect for New England.
They don't need to play zone. They literally have Carlton. Look, people go look up PFF for Carlton Davis. He is one of the best man coverage corners in the NFL. The problem with Carlton Davis is he's going to miss 3 or 4 games a season. And is Alex Austin the secondary option, which, by the way, former Buffalo Bill, that kid's a stud too in the making. And it's just really I'm being honest, I think it just depends on the health of the secondary for the Patriots.
Because everybody knows.
Exactly. If the health of the secondary stays status quo, the Buffalo Bills, look, Josh Allen is going to do a lot with his legs. But there's only so many times you're going to get hit on your ass before it starts to – and they have a really good offensive line in Buffalo. But I'm sorry, that's a lot to account for in Harold Landry,
Milton
Williams, Christian Barmore, who's he literally said, I'm going to remind you who I am.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Keon White, which, by the way, he's not going to have double teams no more. Good luck.
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking about. I'm looking at it like knowing Vrabel as a coach. He's really the D line coach. He's teaching them how to get dirty and gritty down there. He's teaching them how to fight down there.
Literally in the trenches with the
Yeah.
damn yellow vest and
Yes.
pads.
Yes. And so I'm thinking that D line for New England is going to be hell.
What is Mike Vrabel known for doing as a head coach?
Making defensive line nasty and blitzing
and
man to man.
overachieving. Yeah, exactly. That and overachieving.
Yes.
Like, guys, put in perspective. He had Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill is Jimmy Garoppolo, as Jimmy Garoppolo's Ryan Tannehill, as Mac Jones, as Zach Wilson. They're all the same fucking quarterback. He was able to bring them. I get it. You have Derrick Henry, you have AJ Brown, but I mean, like you still, it all still aligns. He was one game away from being in the Super Bowl. Hell, he literally has a winning record against Patrick Mahomes with Ryan Tannehill.
Mm-hmm.
Let the Patriots figure it out. I'm not going to go into much more into detail because we'll be here all day. But the Buffalo Bills, I mean, like you said, Justin, I think, this is their window. I'm not going to say it's closed. I just think it's going to be a lot more competitive moving forward.
Yeah.
I think it's closing. I think this is their last year of
I agree.
Pretty much being a surefire thing of making the playoffs. And then you don't know what's going to happen afterwards.
I don't say at the playoffs. They make the playoffs, but their window getting to the like AFC Championship and winning it and going to Super Bowl it's closed. If they don't win it this year, playoffs only.
Maybe I should correct myself. That's the window that's closing.
Yeah.
I think Super Bowl window.
I think you have a more motivated Chiefs team this year. I mean, Patrick Mahomes cut his hair, so now he now.
I think Baltimore might be a little more hungry now after the way they lost with Mark Andrews dropping that.
Baltimore is scary as shit, and
Baltimore's always scary.
If Lamar Jackson cannot turn into Ryan Tannehill, he will. That team, God, I don't understand how they don't figure it out.
But think about it, they supposed to win. Mark Andrews fumbles on a dig route, breaking open field, and drops 2-point conversion.
We can't blame it on Mark Andrews win. Up until that point, Lamar Jackson was costing them.
Yes.
Look, we all know they were doomed week one where they couldn't even get two toes inside the end zone.
Yeah. A lot of throws Lamar was pumping that whole game too. He double pumped a lot of throws.
So
that's
another team we could talk about whose window is like slowly closing.
Oh yeah.
Baltimore.
I don't agree with that.
Nah.
They're going to be the number one seed, and I don't think it's going to be falling off anytime soon. I'm really serious. They're very good.
Here's the problem with Baltimore, and I know this is not a AFC North episode, but Baltimore keeps theoretically, and I'm saying this as a metaphor, shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
The playoffs are their kryptonite. Well, at least not their head coach. Their quarterback is literally like he's going to have another MVP type season and then fall off. And that, but going back to the Buffalo Bills, if I did the Chiefs, I think will probably finish with a better record than the Bills. The Ravens will finish with a better record than the Bills. I mean, who's in the Texans? I think they're going to struggle because of their offensive line, but that division's dog shit. So they're going to probably, and Indy's kind of sneaky. So I'm not going to say they're going to finish with it, but the AFC is loaded as shit. And you really can't take your foot off the gas pedal even the slightest bit. And God forbid, just the margin of error is so much slimmer.
Look, I'm going to say something that is going to be a bit of a hot take. You remember like a year ago when I said that Trevor Lawrence was the Daniel Jones of the AFC?
Well, the stats match up.
Yeah. Here's the problem. If Lamar Jackson can't figure it out in the playoffs, he's going to find himself becoming the Aaron Rodgers of the AFC. A person who racks up MVPs, who is one of the top quarterbacks in the league, but really can't get it done. And at least Aaron Rodgers got it done once.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, at least Aaron Rodgers got a ring.
So
do you think with this team they have now with Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, and receivers they have, and this defense they have too, do you think when the contract's over with Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson, do you think they would leave after the contract. Because like I said, the window is small. I think Lamar just signed last year, 2 years ago,
Yep. Like
and then
2
Derrick
years
Henry
ago.
signed what? How many years Derrick Henry signed for?
Last
2
year he
years.
signed, and I think his contract.
It's
I can
2
get
years,
you
30
that
million,
stat
right?
now.
I think it's
I
2
got you
years,
right now.
30 million. Yeah. You have 2 years to get there, and if you don't get it, I think that team
they're
break
running it
up.
all this year. I really think that Lamar. I'm being serious. I think that Lamar is going to figure it out, and that's why I think
hope so.
the Buffalo Bills. I just really, I can't see them competing with the Ravens. I can't see them competing with. I think that the Chiefs they just because they got their shit rocked, they're going to come back for vengeance this year. And Rashee Rice is no longer driving his Lamborghini 1,000 miles an hour. So
just stay away from the driver's seat. God, yeah,
And my
I
thing-
don't understand how young players can't get away from doing that.
And I don't think you guys don't know this, but I do. When he was doing that, he was in the most busiest place in Dallas doing that. It's the busiest freeway in Dallas, and he wants to do that. I'm like, are you serious?
he should be out of the NFL. I'll say it.
Yeah.
I'll say something that everybody else won't
I
say.
agree.
Because he walked away from. If any one of us walk away from an accident that we caused, you think we get away scot-free?
We getting hit with all the charges.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
He's lucky, and I'm not making a joke about this. We saw something like that in Henry.
Oh, I said it when it happened. I said it that next week when we were on this show. I said he was one bad turn away from a Henry Ruggs situation.
Yeah.
Thankfully, it didn't happen that way. But the fact of the matter is, he turned himself in because he was caught, not because he felt any. I'm sorry, I don't give a shit. He didn't feel sympathy.
Don't either. He caused the wreck and then leaves the scene. And then a week later, you turn yourself in. I'm like,
And is on camera leaving the scene.
Camera.
But yeah, let's get back to the AFC East because we're gonna
because we gotta laugh at one thing because I can't believe I forgot to even mention this. The Dolphins got themselves a tight end. They traded for Darren Waller.
Oh wait, John
who was retired.
Who's rapping now about his ex-plumber, Kelsey Plummer.
Rapping about his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Retired from the league. Put out there on a podcast saying that he knew he was going to retire weeks before the season ended and still dragged us along for half the offseason and is now going to Miami. Yeah.
Does
Miami know something we don't? Because did he say something about wanting to go there? I don't get it.
He's coming back for the love of the game.
I think his album's flopping.
Yeah, that's what that is. He spent so much money on studio time. He's going broke.
I think they just really want to assure themselves that they could get like a top 3 pick.
He's gonna do a Welcome to Miami Will Smith edition 2.0.
They promised him that he could perform during the halftime show.
Oh Lord.
You're gonna have plenty of time to do that when they're down 28 points at halftime.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. Any last minute thoughts before we sign off here?
Oh man.
Well, be interesting
my year. One question. Even though we all have the same team, count of 3. Who's the most improved team out of these 4? 1, 2, 3.
New England.
Patriots.
I would let y'all talk first. I'm not trying to be biased, but we were when you go and look, I'll give a quick synopsis, or is that the word?
Yep.
A quick summary of what the Patriots did. They had the worst offensive lineman in football. They had the worst receiving core in football. They had new head coach. Oh no, rookie head coach, rookie OC, rookie defensive coordinator. Run game was non-existent. I mean, I listed all those things, and Drake May still was doing his thing. People want to hype up all the fact that, look at his interceptions and everything. Go look at how many times it went off receivers' hands into a. I mean, yeah, he could be better protecting the football. This team upgraded everywhere. I don't think they're gonna be a playoff team yet. I'm still trying to dial it back. But with their schedule, and here's the thing. He pisses me off because his play calling is kind of predictable. But last time we seen something like this, can y'all tell me this? similar kind of schedule as 2021. With Mac Jones, Josh McDaniels orchestrated 3,800 yards with Mac Jones and 22 touchdowns. Do you think Drake May either betters that or just status quo or worse?
Do I think Drake May is going to be better? Because
Then-
that's a given.
I'm not saying overall because I'm talking about 2021 when that schedule was dreadful and Mac Jones looked like a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he gets 3,800 yards?
No, because they're gonna run the shit out the ball.
I can see that.
That one. They're going to lean heavily on the run.
Yeah.
They're not going to put it in. They're not going to put it in Drake May's hands solely.
Yep.
But that's what's going to make him
Does
play
he have
his
more
best
than
ball.
22 passing touchdowns?
I can see that. Red
More
zone.
than 22,
He
yeah.
had 15 last year with 9 games.
Yeah.
And my
I can see
biggest thing is this: over under. Does he get 30 touchdowns this year?
Under. I say between 25 and 30.
I agree. 25 and 30.
I think it's over. The reason why I say it's over because you have to test for his legs.
Oh, you're talking about running and throw.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
That I could give you 30.
I think he gets 25 passing touchdowns. I think he gets 5 or 6 rushing.
I give him 22 passing and about 5 or 6 rushing.
Okay, that's reasonable.
I say somewhere in like 26 passing, 4 rushing. And if their QB sneaking a couple, maybe get him like put his rushing at 6.
About that, especially concussions last year.
Nah, I see them in the red zone going. I see them doing a lot of stretch plays to make the O-line move the defensive line.
Is going to be throwing the football a ton in the red zone.
Yes, I'm saying I see them do a bunch of stretch plays in the field. They get in the red zone, a bunch of boots to like roll him out so he can pass or run at that moment.
All right. If that is it, guys, we are going to wrap it up here because we're already at an hour of recording. Thank you guys so much for listening to us. We love doing these episodes, and we got a couple more divisions we got to knock out. So be sure to like this video and subscribe so that way you don't miss a thing here. But for all of us here at the Gridiron, brought to you by House Call Sports, once again, that is Tev. That is our main founder, Rob. Go ahead and check out his Patriots page as well if you want to see more of his rants. And we will see you guys next time. Peace.